Good evening, everybody. We are live. I'm just gonna wait for my guest. Here she is. Do, do, do. I want it. There it goes. There we go. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Tired today, but I'm good. I'm here.
Yeah, good. What time did you finish work?
um, 4:30, but
Okay. You know, it's a long day.
it's cold too. The cold takes it out of
Yeah,
you quicker too.
yeah, that can be true. That can be
Yeah,
true. But we have some important things to talk about.
we do. We do. Um, so last time we did a live, we basically introduced to everyone that we are in partnership with a network marketing company
Mhm.
called Not. So I wanted to talk about the elephant in the room, especially or more so the elephant in society when it comes to this, and chat briefly about network marketing, pyramid schemes, selling, influencers, all of that. Because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. I think that not naming names at all. There's been some companies that have probably taken advantage of this sort of way to build things, so it loses trust from the community. So I wanted to chat about that. And I know you're passionate about it, and me too. So let's go.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think that I had all of those ideas when I first was introduced to network marketing. I kind of thought everything that I've heard people say that it's a pyramid scheme.
Mhm.
Um, only the people at the top make money. And I had this thought that like, oh, it's for really desperate people that don't understand. And then and then I joined and I was like having to work through all those assumptions and all those judgments that I had about other people because then I had them about myself.
Yeah.
And what I've come to understand is that, first of all, it is an extremely viable and smart way to diversify your income, no matter what kind of income you already have coming in, whether you have a job, whether you are an entrepreneur, or whether you're a stay-at-home parent. It's
Yeah.
just so smart to have another avenue of income. And the other thing that I realized is pretty quickly it will make you face any kind of money story you have that is a
Mhm.
block in any way or is keeping you stuck in any way. And it is such a gift. It is such a
Yeah.
gift to be able to have something show you where the problem is and what the problem is, because then you have the opportunity to work through it and grow, and it permeates throughout all areas of your life, not in just your business and not in just the money, but it just helps you grow as an individual. That's why I feel like network marketing really is the personal development industry in
Yeah.
disguise.
Yes. Yes. 'Cause, yeah. It makes you dig deep into those insecurities and all of that. Yeah. And I wanted to touch on too, like when we say diversify our income, the first thing that comes to my mind that I feel like some people might think when they hear that is, oh, in order to diversify my income and make that a part of it, it needs to be a large chunk of my income. It doesn't have to be. And I
No.
think that's also what's so beautiful about it is
Mhm.
this, it literally can turn into anything you want it to look like. Do you
Yes.
want it to be an eighth of your income, 2/8, a half of it? It can be
Hmm.
whatever it wants to look like. And so, yeah,
Hmm.
just the whole setup of network marketing. I like, I also like, it always, this is, my brain goes on little glitches because it's just like, like, I get stuck on why people look down on it so
Mm-hmm.
hard as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because to me, a network marketer, someone who owns a business and is selling their services or selling their products,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps a CEO of a business, or someone in charge of marketing of a business, it's their job to sell a product. An influencer, it's their job to influence you to buy a product. They're selling a product.
Yeah.
That just the only thing that's different in all the scenarios is who actually ships the product, who actually
Mm-hmm.
makes it and ships it. A network
Mm-hmm.
marketer, an influencer, um, we don't necessarily have the product in hand, but we've
Mm-hmm.
partnered with companies
Mm-hmm.
to sell that. And
Mm-hmm.
on the reverse side, you could be a company that just sells direct to customer, which is also
Mm-hmm.
great and fine too,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still selling at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just
It's
a lot
just,
of conditioning, a lot of
yeah,
conditioning coming in that you're looking at it in a way, like when I was looking at it really judgmentally, it was like, well, nothing's easy. Like that seems too easy. Something
yeah,
is not right about that. And I love what you said about it. It is whatever you want it to be. Whatever season of life you're in, maybe you are a parent and you've got young kids and you can't dedicate that much time to it, but you get it started, you get a little bit of money coming in, and it's there for you if your season of life changes and you'd want to grow it to something more.
yeah,
But we're not conditioned to believe that we can earn money through leveraging or through multiplying effort. That can be like you like a brain glitch, right?
yeah,
Like that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to work really hard, then not get very much, and it's really hard.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
if you're carrying those beliefs, then this industry is going to make you think it's a scam unless
yeah,
you stay open, unless you're able enough to be with that discomfort that what if that's not true? What if
mhm,
you asked some questions, got some more information, and then decided what was true for you? Because I think it really does matter. Like you said, there may be some companies out there that give the whole industry a bad name. There may be some
mhm,
people, the way they're running their businesses, that it doesn't make it look like it has a lot of integrity. It really does depend, do your research on the company, the owners, and the community that you join. I
yeah,
think that makes a world of difference. And
yeah.
we've got a good one.
Yeah, I mean, just look how many laundry soap companies there are
Hmm.
out there. There
Hmm.
are a ton. And it's your choice what you choose. You can
Yeah,
look at the
yeah,
company, look up the ingredients, and I think it's
yeah.
this exactly what you're saying. I mean, there's really no difference. And I think what I want out of this video is for people to listen to it and to challenge their mind and to start changing their mind a little bit.
Hmm.
But you were you were mentioning something about, or we were talking about how this can be whatever you want it to be. And the thought keeps coming back into my mind. Money wants to be used.
Yeah,
Money wants, like, it wants to work for us. And I think
yeah,
I heard that from someone sometime recently, that phrase, money wants to work for us. And
hmm,
it's money is an energy exchange, and I think that's so beautiful. And once people start to grasp that it's not meant to be hoarded, it's meant to constantly be in this revolution of give take, give take,
yeah,
give take, give take. And I think network marketing does a great job at keeping that cycle going, because
yeah,
the more that it's able to come in for you as someone who runs a network marketing, the more you're able to give back, not only in your own finances, but in supporting those underneath you in the
yeah,
business and supporting your
yeah,
community. And it creates this constant cycle
yeah,
of give take, and money just wants to constantly move.
yeah. Yeah. Money loves to move. It loves ease and it loves clarity. Yeah.
Yes. Which is all the things this sort of business
Hmm.
like forces you to kind of
Yeah,
look at. It forces you to look
yeah,
at the clarity. It
yeah,
forces you to do the work. It
yeah,
forces
yeah.
you to keep things moving.
And actually, that's something that I really appreciate about it is the clarity because you know what you're selling, you know how much it costs. And as an entrepreneur in my own service-based business, those are things that I've really struggled with. What am I selling? Is it a course? Is it one-on-one? What does it look like? How much does it cost? Should I discount this or that? And that noise is taken away. With Trinant, it's like I know exactly what I'm selling. I know exactly what it costs. There's no problem.
Yes. Yes. Yes, exactly. Oh, man.
So, what were some of the things that did you have any preconceptions about network marketing before you joined? What did you think of it?
What yeah, I have a interesting diversity in a couple businesses before and like thinking about it. And um I think something that I kind of like, yeah, it was almost like that desperate, like, you maybe a whole bunch of people join, but there's only a small percentage that actually is successful.
Mhm. Yeah,
You
yeah,
get all this time and effort into it,
mm,
and it might not be you still at the end of the day that
mm,
has the success on the hamster wheel of failure. I
yeah,
think that was my almost
mm,
almost learned
yeah,
from experience, but also
yeah,
watching.
yeah,
But personally, I've also learned and experienced enough to know that, like, when I go and look at a company like this and I look at a compensation plan,
hmm,
I have a more decent, better idea of, like, oh,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
because I am in a season, a very big season, a season I don't think that's going to end for any time soon, of everything must be authentic,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So if it doesn't align with what I'm doing, if I can't, if I can't weave it in almost
hmm,
seamlessly into what's already
hmm,
happening, I don't want it,
hmm, yeah,
you know?
yeah, has
And
to make sense.
yeah, and like this company turn on and its compensation plan and how
Hmm,
it works and how you're able to work it,
yeah,
it just it just makes sense. And I can
yeah,
see it making sense for not just, people in like our situation, like our style of business, our style of working, but just almost like anybody, really. Because again,
hmm,
like, you don't have to be like, it doesn't have to replace your income. Maybe it's only a few $100s a month, and that is perfect for you.
yeah,
Work it
yeah,
at that point.
yeah,
You can dream
yeah,
it and move it wherever you
yeah,
want.
yeah. And it's interesting what you said about failure. And it's like a lot of us will have this idea of, well, I don't want to put all my energy and effort into something and then have it not work.
Yeah.
And what I've learned is that um, sometimes we think about failure and success as on like a scale of black or white, but
Mhm.
it's a continuum. And so as you're working and as you're putting in this energy, you're growing, your soul is growing, you're learning about yourself, you're learning lessons. There's little successes along the way, and it's not necessarily just where you go. It's not just results, but there's a whole journey and a whole process where you the person that you become in that process is also very rewarding.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. 100%. I mean, it requires you to dig. I mean, it requires you to dig deep and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and dig underneath those stones that you wouldn't
yeah,
otherwise do.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
can't
the
help
thing.
but grow after that.
Yeah. And you listen, you can skate through life and you can work a job and that stuff can stay under the rug and you never have to look at it and it is always your choice. But you step into something like this and you are inviting growth, you are inviting community, friendships, connection,
Mhm.
so many more things than just an income and the income is great
Yeah.
too. It's the cherry on
It,
top.
it's like free therapy.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Save your money on therapy, save your money on all of that. and just join one of these businesses and start doing the work for yourself. Like start
Yeah,
doing all the
yeah,
self-reflection
yeah.
every single day. 'Cause,
And that's what brings the money, and that's the work. It's
yeah.
not the selling, it's the
Hmm.
growth.
Yeah, because you're gonna, I mean, probably a great different topic for another video, but attraction marketing. You
Mhm.
attract what your energy is, what you're
Yeah,
putting out.
yeah,
That resonates with people. So, I mean, if
yeah.
you are putting out the fact that I never have enough, I'm not ever
Mhm,
gonna have enough,
mhm.
money always seems to fail me.
Yeah,
These sort of businesses always seem to never work for me. If you're putting out that
yeah,
sort of vibe,
yeah, yeah.
of course it's not going to work. Of
Mhm.
course
Yeah.
people aren't gonna come.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is that you get to pick your colleagues. You get to pick who you work with.
Yes, you do. Which I think is important, just because someone talks to you about it, like you don't have to join with them.
Yeah.
You can find a different community too.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
totally open. And yeah, it's super, yeah, community is so important.
Yeah, it
So
is.
incredibly important. Oh, goodness.
What else? Is there anything that we missed?
I don't I don't think so. That's what I was like thinking about. I mean, we dived into it really quickly.
We do that. But I would say if you're watching live and you have questions, feel free to pop them in. If you're watching the replay, reach out to either one of us. And
Mhm.
if you're skeptical or hesitant, but there's a little piece of you that's like, it's worth having a conversation. We're not going to pressure you into anything. It's just about having a conversation and getting more information so that you're able to make a decision. Don't make a decision without the information. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and and none of us are going to force anybody into, like, there will be no pressure. we
We
will
don't want to, yeah.
we will give whatever information is requested, asked for. We will dig deep. We will answer all the things. And if you say yes now, if you say yes later, it doesn't matter. As long as the yes is a resounding yes for you, then that's the perfect time.
And meet the other people in the community, have conversations until you feel ready to make a decision. Um, yeah, I think that that's the thing that I'm most grateful for in my journey is that when Carol came to me with this, I wanted to say no, and I just kept hearing this little voice saying, stay open, just ask questions, just learn, and then decide. And so I did, and I kept going and I kept asking questions, and here I am a year later, and I am in love with this. I think
Yeah.
it's so great.
Yeah. My first gut instinct when Carol asked me to was, oh goodness, another one of these talks. Like, I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just hear her out and then I'll just like placate it and we'll just go about our business.
But it's different. This is
But
different.
yeah, yes, well, and I think, you know, for me personally, and this is also just another resounding reason why I choose to go forward authentically, is Carol really, she gave absolutely zero pressure,
Yeah.
and it was all
Yeah.
authentic. Like there was no forcing, there was no, you have to sign now, you have to do you have to do this now, you can't wait. She gave the information and she let it sit and she let it wait. And honestly, like
Mhm.
we sat on it for probably 3 or 4 months. I sat on it for
Yeah.
3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Um, but that's just a prime example of like you have like you plant the seed, and if you're someone doing the
Yeah.
business, that's why it's also so important. Like it never hurts to ask, it never hurts to share,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you never know.
You
And
can't assume.
you can't assume. You
Hmm.
absolutely can't. That's putting your own judgments, your own assumptions, your own way of thinking onto somebody else, and that
Hmm.
never works.
Agreed. Agreed.
And
Yeah.
you might plant the right seed and then they might turn around and at the right time for them
Yeah.
they come back. Or they
And
never do. And if they also never do, it was perfect too and you just got practice at asking.
100%. 100%. I always trust the process and trust where people are coming from. And it's my favorite thing just to plant seeds and
Yeah.
then have them come back and say, hey, I want to talk more about this because now somebody said this to me recently. She was like, I floated it by her. She didn't bite. It's like, no worries. And then she was like, maybe a week later, I keep seeing Trinon everywhere. Can we just chat about it? Yeah, let's chat about it.
Yeah.
Let's explore. Let's be curious. Let's just see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plant the
So
seed.
beautiful. Oh, goodness. Do you have anything else? Does anyone have questions that might be watching? I think we have a couple people who
Hi,
are
Amy.
live.
Hi, Carol. Our beautiful
Yes.
community.
I think,
I would just say if there's a little window of you that's like a teensy bit curious, just have a conversation, bring your questions, and sit with the information.
yes.
First
Yes.
step. Yeah.
Yeah. Reach out to any of us. Um, and yeah, thank you for joining the live. Thank you for
Mhm.
watching the replay.
Mhm.
Thank you for engaging with this content and listening. Thank you for you joining me, chatting with me. This was fun
Happy to.
again.
Anytime.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
are we
Have a
done?
good night. And yeah, I
Yay.
think so. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.